Hello, my name is Miranda Tuck, and this is Brooke White. And today we're going to be talking about the impact of self-rating scales on students with speech sound disorders, progress tracking, and self-awareness skills.
So the purpose of our study is to explore the use of rating scales, provide knowledge, implementation, and usage possibilities to graduate students that are potentially working with school-age children in various areas of intervention within speech-language pathology.
So why self-rating scales? Self-rating scales can help students develop self-directed learning skills by developing their own roles in learning and continuously monitoring their learning progress, in addition to identifying areas that can be improved and then making an effort towards that improvement.
So how we implement these is by having students use these self-rating scales, they tend to increase their self-awareness and investment in their own treatment. And there are many different ways to use self-rating scales. There's no one size fits all. So some examples that we're going to talk about are pre-treatment evaluation scales, monthly self-reflections, and rating scales that can be used during each session or weekly to monitor progress.
So pre-evaluation, this type of self-rating scale may be used to form a baseline of where the student is at and how they feel about their own speech at this particular time. It may also be helpful to refer back to if the child demonstrates significant amounts of progress or if they seem to need more intervention. Implementing this with students will give both the student and the SLP valuable information for creating treatment plans and will allow the student to be viewed beyond their speech sound disorders. So here's one example of a student's rating scale that they would use for an articulation evaluation. So do you feel that speaking is difficult? Do you have trouble making certain sounds? Do other children make fun of the way that you talk? Do you feel nervous when you speak? Do you ever get frustrated when people ask you to repeat yourself or when people don't understand you? Would you like to receive special help at school? And would you be willing to practice at home? These are all really important questions when meeting that kid for the first time and really evaluating how this speech sound disorder can impact their life.
So another type could be a monthly self-reflection that could also be used with the pre-evaluation or just on its own. And so this allows both the student and the SLP to recognize the progress that's been made each month. It provides information to the SLP regarding their treatment methods, such as what's working for the child, what may need to be changed, or um, to adapt to the student needs. And then this is an example of what one may look like. So it could have the student talk about what they're working on and an activity that they played or a game that they played that they really enjoyed, and then kind of rating the skills that they're targeting to have them be more aware of what they're doing, such as using the skill where they go, doing it on their own in the speech room, doing it with a few reminders, doing it with a lot of reminders, or just starting to learn. And then make some goals for the student for the next month. So, practicing, working towards the next one. So, either on their own with a few reminders or in carryover and generalization. And then the SLP can make comments and notes and send it home to parents so that they're aware kind of what their child is doing throughout the month.
So up next, we have weekly or daily self-rating skills. This approach to self-rating skills can be used in a more broad or general manner. Clinicians may use this on a weekly basis where they provide students with a rating scale and prompt them to rate how they felt they did during the sessions from the week as a whole. It may also be used during each session where clinicians may be provided with information about each trial. This approach allows students to directly compare each production to one another and improve their self-awareness and their distinction abilities. This may also lead to a higher level of carryover and generalization since students become much more aware of their target sounds. So here's another example of a rating scale that you could use daily or weekly. One being I left out my goal sound or substituted it, and 5 being I said it, it was great. And another one is red, meaning I need to practice more. Yellow is it's almost there, and green is it's great. So this was just a little bit about self-rating scales and how we like to use them working with kids with speech sound disorders. Please let us know if you have any questions.